Go ahead and do a second example of the method of integrating factors. We're going to do t cubed y prime plus 4t squared y equals e to the minus t. And let's make this one an initial value problem. So y of minus 1 equals 0. Now again, the method of integrating factors, we have to have this in the right form, which means the coefficient of the y prime has to be a 1. So we've got to first divide through by t cubed, just to get it in the right form. And that'll give us a y prime plus 4 over t y equals e to the minus t over t cubed. Okay. And then our integrating factor is e to the integral of 4 over t dt. That's e to the 4 times the natural log of t, which is e to the natural log of t to the 4th using our log rule, and that is t to the 4th. So our integrating factor is t to the 4th. So now we multiply by the integrating factor. Multiply through by the integrating factor, the entire differential equation. We get t to the 4th y prime plus 4t cubed times y equals t e to the minus t. And again, that great magic step is that this left-hand side is just the integrating factor, t to the 4th, times y all prime. And again, I can always check and make sure I've done this correctly up to this point by taking that derivative using the product rule. I take that derivative with the product rule, and I do get back t to the 4th y prime plus 4t cubed times y. So now we have our t to the 4th y quantity prime equals t e to the minus t on the right-hand side. And we integrate both sides, and we get t to the 4th times y is the integral of t e to the minus t dt. And this is an integration by parts problem now. So we'll let u equal t, let dv equal e to the minus t dt. That means du is dt, and v is minus e to the minus t. So the integration by parts formula, uv minus the integral of v du gives us minus t e to the minus t plus the integral of e to the minus t dt. That's minus t e to the minus t minus e to the minus t plus our constant of integration. And now we can, what we have now is t to the 4th y equals minus t e to the minus t minus e to the minus t plus c. And I can divide through by t to the 4th and have the solution. Y of t equals minus e to the minus t over t cubed minus e to the minus t over t to the 4th plus c over t to the 4th. Now that's the general solution of this differential equation. General solution is in terms of the constant still c. So that's our general solution. But this is an initial value problem. We need to go ahead and plug in y of minus 1 equals 0 and find the constant c. So let's do that. We have y of minus 1 equals 0, and that is minus e to the 1 over minus 1 cubed minus e to the 1 over minus 1 to the 4th plus c over minus 1 to the 4th. So what does that look like? That's 0 equals e minus e plus c? I think so. When we simplify it, that's what we get out of this. And that means in this case c ends up being 0, which is great. So c is 0, and our overall solution to the initial value problem is y of t equals negative e to the negative t over t cubed plus e to the negative t over t to the 4th. So there we have it. That's our solution, and that's another example, the method of integrating factors.